Okie dokie, let's just roll straight into it. You have a stretch. Go on. Oh, feel good?
Need the...
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Oh,
you're gonna do it on live.
What do you mean? Do it live? I always do it live.
Reach across the table.
What?
to
Oh,
get
ooh,
the-
ooh! Did you see what I did?
All right.
Lucky dip.
All right.
Let's do some lucky dip. Hi everybody, Glenn and Ben from the Good Movie Monday podcast. It's a Thursday night lucky dip. We just put our hands into this thing and pull out movie titles and talk about them. Would you like to go first, Ben?
Oh, I can't really reach it, mate.
I want to reach
It's a
around
bit
for
too
you.
far. Yeah, you do it. This one's folded in a triangle.
Oh, is it the triangle?
I wish it's when Harry met Sally. I'll have what she's having.
I can get you there if you want.
Fucking do it. I double dare you. Ridgy Didge, my rhythm stick. Hit me
What?
slowly, hit me quick. Hit me. Ridgy Didge me.
When Harry Met Sally, I think it's a great rom-com and it's up there with the best as far as I'm concerned. It's a bit Annie Hallish. That was the main criticism when that came out, is that it was very much an Annie Hall sort of
Didn't think
riff.
Yeah, right.
I like it. Nora Ephron came along at this time and wrote all these great rom-coms. Rob Reiner directing was a great
I think
choice.
the hardest bit to believe in Harry Met Sally is when they're playing like the younger versions, and you're like,
Yeah.
Billy Crystal.
But I love that and that. Hang on, does that happen? In
He's
Annie
the only
Hall?
one that doesn't really.
That's in Annie Hall too, isn't it? Where they have the characters talking back in the Pop Fox sort of style to camera.
They break the fourth wall all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. But no, when Harry Met Sally, it's a delightful film, and it's funny that you consider Billy Crystal as a lead, like romantic type.
romantically with
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
But that kind of is the conceit of the film too, is that they don't like each other to begin with.
Yeah.
It takes 20 years for them to really
Yeah,
come
that's
around.
right. It's proof that women always have to settle for ugly men in movies. Good-looking men are never, ever settling for ugly women.
No.
But beautiful women constantly have to settle for men with personalities. It's very upsetting. If I was a woman, I'd be very upset by that trope. And as a man, I'm upset that women in movies don't have personalities. And it's not their fault. It's because they're written by men who don't really understand what a woman with personality is.
Well, we're talking Nora Ephron here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah. She does, but she was, I mean, her relationship with men is pretty twisted because her husband was a piece of shit for years. For years. I mean, Jack Nicholson played him in a film.
What film was that?
Was that movie about their breakup? The one with Jack Nicholson and it's not Kathleen Turner, but it's.
Don't know what movie you're talking about though. That's all right.
I'll look it up. I'm gonna look it up now.
All right, I'm going to dive in. But yeah, when Harry Met Sally, it's a good one. I'd probably do a revisit for that one. I kind of
I like it to be on TV, but who watches TV anymore?
That feels like a great TV movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Same with Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
Movies that maybe it's just nostalgic. We probably saw them on television early on, first time. I know I did. I still love watching movies like that off TV. How you going there? Oh, I can't talk about this one.
Heartburn?
Yeah, I think it is. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't.
Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
Didn't know that. And did she write it, Nora Ephron?
Yeah, she wrote it, and
Okay.
it's based on her
Yeah. I know the film. I didn't
Her-
know that fact.
on her actual real relationship with
Cool.
whoever her husband was.
Awesome.
Carl Bernstein, the guy from All the President's Men, funnily enough.
Yeah. Well, I pulled out UHF. We've talked about that ad nauseum on the show over the last couple of weeks, so we'll just skip that one. Great movie. Well. I'm thinking of something orange. Something orange.
I wish you'd suck on the fire hydrant hose, Glenn.
It's an orange.
It's right over there.
That's right. Oh, what movie? Okay, Dinosaur. All right, now this is
Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
a
What
little
is this movie?
bit premature because we're doing a dinosaur episode in a couple of weeks' time.
Whose idea was that?
This is the Disney movie Dinosaur.
Never seen it.
Okay,
I've seen Dinotopia.
This was actually it's almost like a remake of The Land Before Time, but with CGI animation. And I
Right.
remember when it came out, everybody from the trailer thought that it was a documentary because it did look very real.
Yeah, right.
And it kind of looked like Walking with Dinosaurs, that type of thing. And it turned out that these dinosaurs still talk. They're very, humanoid in their personality. And yeah, when you watch it, the whole story trajectory is very much like Land Before Time meets Bambi.
Right.
Yeah, so there's tragedy and parental loss. And
The mum never does well in animated movies.
no, or the dad if you're Lion King.
Is Bambi a boy or a girl?
Bambi's a boy.
Okay.
Yeah, because doesn't he become a big big steer or whatever?
I haven't seen Bambi since I was traumatized.
I think he becomes a steer with the big antlers and
yeah, right.
Yeah. And there's Bambi too, and I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't really talk about Dinosaur. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
No.
I've done it. I'm not familiar with it at all.
I don't mind it. When it came out, I saw it at the cinemas. Was underwhelmed just because I thought, "What the fuck is this?"
This is No Land Before Time, which is great.
And I was a bit like cynical about CGI. Then that's around the time that Final Fantasy came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, animation stealing jobs and all this." Not realizing it's creating more jobs. But anyway,
yeah,
and
there's like 200 people, 200 animators to create one actor.
Yeah,
Poor actors, cry me a fucking river, and you still get a job doing the voice.
Yeah, or you still act. You're just covered in dots.
You just all of a sudden you don't get to earn $20 billion. You just get paid like a normal, real human being.
Pluck another one.
Pieces of shit.
You passed me water.
It's good that I do a lot of work with actors as part of my job. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one.
Is that where we're at? We're just not going to talk about them.
Well, it's one of mine.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Indian in the Cupboard.
Ooh, lovely. This is a Frank Oz movie.
Yeah.
And
this was my main fantasy when I was a kid until puberty hit, and then I discovered the glories of the power of invisibility. But before that, it was if my toys came alive, that would be the greatest thing ever.
I purchased this one when I was overseas, and I had that nice little American VHS plastic sort of clamshell that was shaped like a cupboard. Like had a keyhole in the side, and it came with a key that opened the case.
Did it come with a little Indian?
Yep. But the Indian didn't fit in the fucking cover. It came in the box that the cover was in.
Right.
But like, if they were really clever, like
they would have. Yeah.
Totally. You could probably even engineer a video cassette tape to have a little compartment to put a bloody.
To put in, it's got like the little where the sprocket is.
Yeah. Anyway, they didn't, but it is a fun movie. It's a
great book.
A lot of people these days would probably attack it for inappropriate representation and like that shit. But fuck them. This movie, who's the guy that plays the Indian? I want to say it's like
I have no idea.
I want to say it's
this. I watched this movie way
the guy
before
from Dragon?
I gave a shit. Peter.
No, like Jason James Lee, or whatever his name is. The guy that played Bruce Lee in Dragon?
Jason Lee.
Jason. Is it Jason Lee? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to think it's him, but I don't think it is. It's probably more like a kick and wing from Joe Dirt.
In the Cupboard.
Has a very never-ending story style poster as well. And
funny
what's with that kid's hair in the
Richard
poster?
Jenkins is in it. I completely forgot about that. It's Lightfoot. That's the guy's name. Lightfoot. Gary Lightfoot Davies.
What else?
But now he's just known as Lightfoot. Mortal Kombat. He's Nightwolf in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He's in House of Cards.
I think you get to see his bottom in Indian in the Cupboard, don't you?
Sexual bottom.
Don't you think it was a bit unnecessary to see his bottom?
If you build it, they will come.
Odd movie for I was going to say odd movie for Frank Oz to direct, but not really when he comes from a Muppets background.
Yeah.
But odd when you consider the movies he has directed, Bowfinger and what else.
I always, to this day, not to this day because it's been disproved, but I always thought, when in Star Wars: A New Hope, when he goes into the Mos Eisley Cantina and he's sitting next to the guy and he's like, "My friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either." I was convinced that was Frank Oz.
It wasn't?
It's not.
Oh. No. He was just Yoda in that, wasn't he?
He didn't do that part.
I don't know how many we're going to do on this video, but let's find out. Oh, Fatal Beauty. That'd be the Whoopi Goldberg film.
Yeah, right.
Which was one of those R-rated VHS.
That's a drug movie?
Cases. I think so.
Was it like Sam?
Admittedly,
Elliot?
yes. Admittedly, I put this in there, but also admittedly, I haven't seen this in about 20 years, I reckon. Had a pretty cool cut. Like, this is back when Whoopi Goldberg was cool and actually relevant. And, you know...
Well, there was that. She was in that string of movies, Burglar, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
She was Hollywood A-list at that
This
time.
one.
Yep.
And then she was doing, and then she hit the big time. Like, she was big doing those.
Made in America came next,
and then Ghost and all that sort of stuff. She's doing those, huge. And she was in huge movies.
Yeah. Because once upon a time, she was that R-rated stand-up comedian that was up there with the greats, Andrew Dice Clay, and all those.
But isn't it funny how I've been listening a lot to the David Spade, Dana Carvey podcast?
How good is that?
It's great, but it was kind of thinking that David Spade his career as a comedian is predilected on him being a sarcastic smartass.
Yeah.
And how he did it in Tommy Boy in those
Chris
Farley movies because he's playing against Chris Farley.
Yeah.
But in all the other movies, he's like the likable doofus.
Yeah.
Kind of
True.
character.
Yeah.
Like Joe Dirt and stuff like that. And you're like, why put...
He lost the sarcasm. Yeah.
But they all, like, the same with Rob Schneider. Like, you look at Rob Schneider and his stand-up versus Rob Schneider in his films. Completely different.
Yep.
You're like, what? Let's just take someone you love and remove everything that you love about them and put them in films and then scratch our heads as to why these things weren't box office gold.
So what was it that David Spade, when Chris Farley died, because obviously they were the new Laurel and Hardy, they were, they only made 2 films together, didn't they?
They
but they had
Black
their
Sheep
SNL
and,
history,
Tommy Boy.
But they were making a third one, and then he died, Chris Farley. Dave Spade made the film anyway with someone else in Chris Farley's role.
Chris Farley's brother?
No.
Because
Kevin Farley.
He looks exactly the same.
No, but what was it? It's not Wagons East because that was John Candy. But there was a movie like that. What was the western that Dave Spade did?
Canadian Bacon? No.
That was directed by Michael Moore, believe it or not. All right, go look this one up. Continue talking, Ben. Let them know.
What were you talking about again?
I'm
Chris
talking
Farley,
about
David
that.
Spade?
Yeah, this is the frustrating part of the show where people watching know the answer and it's like, Jesus Christ, fucking get your shit
They've
together.
got the internet in front of them. They can cheat.
That is true.
We have the internet as well. Raw was the movie that I said I don't want to talk about this. Only because I worked on the release of Raw in Australia and enough said about that. Julie Ducournau, cannibal film, French, great soundtrack.
I can't find it either, so maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I'll come back to it. You pull another one out and go. Maybe this will be our last one.
Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm walking here. Have you seen that great, I don't know what it is, TikTok or whatever it is, where the guy's crossing the street in New York and someone bumps into him. He's like, hey, I'm walking here. And she turns around and goes, hey, this is New York. We don't say shit like that.
I don't know what that was about. The camera just stopped.
That's weird.
Anyway.
As I was saying, John Voight, suck it up, wash some fucking dishes, and keep Paul Ratzo alive. He just needs to see a doctor and have some fucking penicillin.
Yeah. It's a heartbreaking film.
Like, he literally refuses to work.
I know.
And his friend dies because of his stubbornness.
Yep. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it. It's got the great Harry Nilsson's everybody's talking at me. Can't hear a word they're saying.
It's a great song. I like to, whenever I walk home, like if I'm in the city late at night and I have to walk across the entire city to get to where I park the car, I put that song on and just with my headphones.
Is your favourite part the whole?
It wasn't until just then.
Wow. And he keeps doing it.
I can't understand a word you're saying. That's my bit. That was my bit.
All right, I reckon that's bad enough. I'm sure they agree.
Yeah, bad enough.
Catch us on the Monday's episode of Good Movie Monday. We've got an anything goes episode where we're just talking about whatever comes to mind. So that'll be fun.
We just talk about Willie Scott the whole time.
Sure.